Hey YouTube, the Norfolk Chillihead coming back to you with a hot sauce review, a homemade hot sauce review. My first review since this massive balls up that we've had from Google+, not letting people comment on videos anymore, forcing them into joining Google+, which is a bit of a travesty really, and no one seems to be happy about it. I'm not going to go off on a huge rant about it. I've already done that on Facebook, but I wish Google would sort it out because it's got the potential to destroy this awesome Chillihead community that we've got going on. And I'd hate to lose contact with people because of this. But thankfully that hasn't happened yet, and I hope it won't. But anyway, rant over, and it's time for that homemade hot sauce, sent to me once again by Dale over in Pennsylvania. I've had 4 sauces from him already. This is the 5th, and so far I have not had a bad one. They've all been really, really good. So based on that, I'm really looking forward to trying this. This is his double chocolate mango barbecue sauce. And it looks awesome. Lots going on in there, as usual with Dale's sauces. And the double chocolate that he's referring to is not only coming from dark chocolate, but it's also coming from a chocolate habanero. Oh yes. That's a pepper I haven't actually tried before, so quite looking forward to that. So, as usual, we have a fairly huge list of ingredients to get through with Dale's sauce. So I'll crack through that for you guys right now. We've got chocolate habs, bell peppers, apple, mango, fruit juice, ketchup, brown sugar, caramelised onion, fresh garlic, dark chocolate, Dijon mustard, vinegar, water, rye whiskey, kosher salt, cracked black pepper, mesquite flavour, black strap molasses, wildflower honey, paprika, dried oregano, dried basil, red cayenne powder and lime juice. Wow, I mean, trying to make sense of that on paper is kind of crazy. I mean, I can't really figure out what this is going to taste like from such a massive and varied list of ingredients. But I do know from the past that despite cramming so many different things into his sauces, Dale somehow always manages to make them perfectly balanced. He really must work hard at this stuff because it doesn't just come, overnight by luck, So I'm really looking forward to it. Like I say, I'm not going to try and make sense of what it's going to taste like because there's so much stuff in there. But it's just fantastic, fresh, natural ingredients, no preservatives, no, artificial stuff. It's just sounds really good. So that's all I've got to say about it at the moment. Let's get it open, shall we, and see what we've got. I've given it a little bit of a shake. It doesn't appear to be very runny. Dale sauces tend to be sort of a very fine kind of puree kind of texture usually, and got a little bit of a block there. Whoops. Oh yes. It smells good and it smells hot. What am I getting? I always find it really difficult to pull individual flavours and aromas out of Dale sauces because there's always so much going on in there. But I'm definitely getting a fruity note, and I think a bit of sweetness as well, probably coming from maybe the honey and the molasses maybe. Bit of garlic coming through, a bit of that caramelised onion as well. I think I'm definitely getting some of that kind of a herby, kind of spicy kind of back note. I mean, I can't really describe it. My vocab and my palate isn't that sort of advanced, I guess. But all I can tell you guys is that it does smell pretty damn awesome. So, without further ado, I cannot wait to try this. Let's see what happens, shall we? It does look like it's going to be quite thick, this one. And I think that could be a problem with using the chocolate. Not necessarily Dale's fault, but I think that when you do put chocolate into sauces, it does tend to make it quite thick, and I found that to be the case with Brian's sauce that he sent me, Brian Mackey, his Choc to the System sauce. But slowly but surely, it is starting to come out now, and wow, it's very, very thick, extremely thick. And I'm sorry this is taking a while, guys, but I do want to get a decent spoonful, because it might take me a while to go for another. But like I say, I think this is a product of using the dark chocolate. I think any dark kind of chocolate will really thicken a sauce and make it fairly difficult to pour. Usually Dale sauces are very easy to pour, and this is certainly the thickest yet. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there. Not the most full spoonful I've ever had. As you can see, that's just not moving in the spoon at all, is it? That's very thick. But I do like a good thick sauce, so we'll see what happens. Right, let's go. Wow. Once again, it's another fantastic sauce, and I have to go back to the list of ingredients to figure out what I'm actually tasting. First of all, although it's very thick and it's very difficult to pour, and I should also mention actually that it's been in the fridge for quite a long time, so that is probably adding to the thickness as well. But it still has, in the mouth, a lovely, lovely mouthfeel. It's kind of silky smooth, and it just coats the tongue and the mouth with this sort of luxurious flavour, luxurious mouthfeel, I mean. And I often find that with Dale sauces. It seems to specialise in that kind of thing, and it really, really works well. There's a hint of the black pepper as well in there, coming in the background. Nice sort of spicy black pepper warmth going on. Heat-wise, it's stinging the front of the tongue, and that's about it. So, you know, I've definitely had hotter sauces from Dale. This is the kind of sauce that you could use fairly liberally. And I am going to take some more, even though it's difficult to get out, because I just want to make sure that I can describe this as well as I possibly can to you guys, because it's not an easy one to get your head around. I'm definitely picking up the chocolate, but once again, as with all of Dale's sauces, it's perfectly balanced with the rest of the ingredients. There's a smoky flavour in there as well, and I'm guessing that's coming from the mesquite. Really nice, warm, smoky kind of flavour. Very kind of comforting, which is lovely. There's definitely some sweet and fruity notes going on in there as well. I wouldn't be able to... Well, okay, yeah, I was going to say I couldn't really tell what fruits they were, but actually now I think about it, I am getting that mango coming through, that kind of fragrant kind of fruit, backed up with a little bit of sharpness, probably from that apple and maybe the vinegar as well. The vinegar isn't very strong at all. You'd be hard pressed to know that there was really any in there, which for some of you will be a good thing because you don't all like vinegar-based sauces. Vinegar is very subtle in this. I'm getting a nice garlicky afternote, which is really, really nice. And I'm just trying to pick out some of the other stuff. I think I'm getting some of that ketchup as well. Excuse me, yeah, a bit of the ketchup and maybe a bit of that caramelised onion as well. I mean, all of the flavours in Dale's sauces, and in particular this one, they're really, really subtle and yet full of flavour at the same time. It's so hard to describe, so ridiculously complex, and yet completely awesome at the same time. And I'm just going to have to go for one more go at this, guys. I haven't really been able to get a decent sized spoonful yet, and I think it would be a good idea if I'd got this out of the fridge a good deal before trying it, before doing the video, but I didn't, so that was my fault really. But like I say, the heat is just lovely, really. Just coats the mouth in a nice tingle, nice warmth. And I'm not going to have much more luck with this, guys, so that will have to do for now. I really love it. In terms of the flavour, if I had to rate it out of 10, probably be 9, 9.5, roughly, something in that region. It's really, really good. Heat-wise, I would say probably about 5 or 6 out of 10. around the middle mark. It's approaching the upper scale, the upper end of the scale, but it's not quite there. It's just a nice medium warmth for me personally. Non-chili heads will probably find it quite a bit hotter, but for me, I'd say around the middle of the scale. And to sum up, just another fantastic sauce from Dale. He hasn't disappointed yet, and I can't see him disappointing in the future. Thanks, Dale, for sending me this awesome sauce, and I have got one more to try from him coming up in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that, and I shall see you all very, very soon. Cheers.